Hey, how are we doing today? Today I've got a couple questions were emailed to me about stem coming out of their Timex watch. Well, what I got here is like a 1969 or 1970 Timex Marlin. Old Model 24s and 25s are going to have the same kind of stem mount, which is just a screw and a plate or a lever. They're going to use the same stem probably in all the Marlins from 1963 M24s to about 1970 M24s. Later they went to a little bigger case and the stem was a little longer. Let me first show you how to do this. Alright, first of all, you're going to look for this notch right here on the back of the case. It's always at the bottom. And there's also a notch on the case and a notch on the back. So when you put it back together, you're going to want to make sure that that is both together. Alright, so just stick a knife in there. It doesn't have to be a special knife. I've used paring knives, pocket knives, everything there is to get these off. Alright, let's see what year it is. This is 1970. Alright, now you can see the stem's still there and the movement. We got to pop that little plastic filler in. I just sort of shake them out. I don't know if that's the right way to do it or not. Okay, next thing we go to is if you notice, there is the screw right there. And all we're going to do is loosen that screw. Do not screw it out. I would say about 2 turns. Good enough. Now the stem will pop right out. I say that, but it won't pop right out. Usually the stem will pull right out. Don't want to loosen it up too much because that screw will come out. And then we'll be having trouble getting the screw back in. There you go. The stem is now free. So it's 2.5 turns, but I think the different watches are different. You can see on the end there's a little space there, and then the slot where it holds it in. So that's also how you take the movement out. Once you got that out, you can pull it, that movement pops right out. You can clean the dial or do whatever you want to do, or start to service it. Putting it back in goes the same way. You just take the dial, you take the case, put the movement back in. You want to line that up probably so that's at 3 o'clock. Makes life a little easier. And you're going to just twist it until it pops in all the way. Then you take the screw and you turn it back. Okay. Sometimes because it's a shoulder screw for the pivot, sometimes that shoulder gets caught. So you think it's in there all the way and it's not. So I always go and I pull it out once or twice and I spin it and go back and check it. Sometimes you're in a hurry, you forget to do that. And then if you're doing it for a customer or somebody else, they get down the road, see where I missed it? See how it turned another time and a half? That's exactly what happens. Alright, then you put the spacer back in. Only goes in one way. Now, the lid, or the case back, you got to make sure you put it back in right. Put the stem on the right hand side. If you look at the stem on the right hand side, you'll know that the 12 is now upside down. So we want to do the same with the cap, or the bezel back. These, you don't need a machine or anything to snap in. These snap back on. The reason we want to do that is because you want to make sure that notch is still there with that flat spot on the case. If you flip it around the other way, sometimes it will never come back off. There you go, that easy. Just like a little eyeglass screwdriver or something, screw that back down, make sure it's in there right, and put the back of the watch back on, and you're ready. you want me to make more videos, I'll be glad to do so.